Hi, welcome to. Oh wait, I'm supposed to do it the other way around. Oh god, I would say this, and I know every time I up at in the intros, I know Mike is sitting there going, "Hee, another thing to embarrass my co-host with and to leave it anyway." Anyway, there's a story that it's all about Twitter this week, right? Lots of stuff been going on with Twitter. One of the interesting side effects of Twitter removing or changing the blue verified checkmark to be a paid thing is that scammers have started sending out scam emails saying, "Oh, you need to all the verified users saying to keep your verified status, you need to submit $20 to this place," and it's not obviously a real thing. So Twitter's verification chaos is now a cybersecurity problem, which I think is kind of ironic. Mike and I and John are gonna have a chat about this, and this is what I should have waited for a minute ago. On today's Not So Critical update, nailed it.
Peter, I would never try to embarrass you on this show.
I know it's coming, and the follow-up is because you do a good enough job of that yourself already, right?
I guess.
Listen, honestly, at this point, should have a embarrassing Peter counter, and that would be great. I would love to know.
Just a continuous running counts in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. So I just want to say, I want to start this off. I'm gonna hijack this. So yes, Peter's totally correct. That's a huge issue. We're already seeing it, so much so that Twitter employees are tweeting out, "We wouldn't send this to you. Don't give them money." That is not the biggest threat right now. The biggest threat is that anyone can get verified eventually by paying $8 and showing ID, right? Like anyone with like basic computer skills could throw something like this together. I can only imagine how shit this verification system is going to be. And then I want to add that when this was brought to Chief Twit or Twat.
Damn.
Oh, wow. Damn, that was good. When this was brought to him, he said, well, if they scam people after having a blue verification check mark, we'll suspend their account and we get to keep their $8 smiley face. So let's talk. This shows you how little this guy actually cares or knows. So let's talk a little bit about scam funnels and how these work. So I'm a scammer, let's say, and True. I make a Twitter account that's
always verified. I mean, I looked at you and I thought I saw you the first time over internet. I thought scammer. That's what I've always thought.
Same.
Yeah.
So it's actually just been a long con. I don't actually look like this.
Yeah,
I look like
quite a lot.
My mask.
Very long con.
So back to the scenario. I get a Twitter verified account. I can either buy one, right, or I amass fake followers and grow and start really having a big visibility across people's timelines, because that's how Twitter works. They don't only show you what you follow, they will also show you recommended content. And then I basically press the button that says scam time, and I post we'll use Elon as an example.
Scammer time.
I'm Elon. Yeah, it's scamming time. I'm Elon Musk, and I'm totally real. And if you send me, I'm picking 100 people who send me their private like BTC or Dogecoin address, and I'll fill it with $1 million, right? So let's say from this campaign, I get, I don't know, $1,000. We'll be super conservative. $100.
Yeah.
I just paid for that $8 and all those fake followers with stolen money. So what you're actually claiming, Elon, is that you're just going to keep stolen money. That's what you're telling us, is you don't care where it comes from as long as you get it.
But he doesn't. And that's the thing. What you missed yesterday when I was talking, I was defending Musk to an extent, the greasy secretion that he is, which is to say that you like that one, don't you, Mike? Huh? It's gonna get a giggle out of you. The thing about this whole situation is everyone's saying, "Oh, it's been a clusterfuck this week. Oh my god, what a disaster! Everything's going wrong. This Twitter acquisition is just a nightmare." To some extent, yeah, it totally is. But on another level, it's just exactly what would happen when a private businessman buys a company. They come in, he's bought something, he wants to make money from it, so he's trying to make it profitable. He's going to cut headcount. He's going to sell off assets. He's going to introduce quick, easy, get rich quick features like paid for verification stick. If he gets 10,000 people pay 80, bucks a month, that's 80 million a month, right? Wait, hang on. How does it work? 8 million? I don't know.
The upside is nobody's going to care.
Yeah.
There's a podcast I listened to on the.
You're absolutely right, by the way, John. I'm not disputing. Sorry, but carry on.
It's on the Pod Save America channel. There's and you could say they're liberal hacks, whatever. That's probably true, but they have a series called Unfiltered. No, not Unfiltered. Offline is what it's called. And they were talking about how the only difference between 8chan and Twitter is the content moderation policies. And now that Musk is basically making it a free-for-all, they saw on the first day that use of the N-word increased by 500% or something in one day when he took over. If they just make this the bastion of free speech, it's just going to be racists and Nazis. And all the advertisers are going to leave, and there won't be any legitimate traffic, and it's not even going to matter.
Advertisers are leaving. It's not that advertisers will leave. Advertisers are already leaving. They can see the future. They see what this is going to turn into if things don't remain the same, right? If he keeps changing shit, eventually there won't be any money to make off of Twitter.
Yeah.
This might come down to potentially the worst business deal in the history of business deals. Time will, of course, tell. We don't know.
Entirely
but
possible.
It'll be fun to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm not. See, we asked the question. You asked the question before. Who's going to disappear first, Twitter or Twitch? And I think that I don't know if I'm right about this, but I think that Elon Musk is a businessman. He's a flamboyant, attention-grabbing, narcissistic businessman. He's still a businessman at the end of the day. So I think he's gonna these things that he's doing, even if he's doing them in a weird way, like asking coders to print out their code, it's just basically trying to assess very quickly who are the good people to keep or not. So he's sort of doing the right thing in a way, from one perspective. I mean, it sucks that all these people are losing their jobs, and I really feel sorry for anybody who's in that situation. And it probably sucks for us as end users because, lots of mistakes are going to be made. But he'll probably end up making more money quite quickly, I would think. It is, it's a smaller asset than what is it, Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. But it's still a few hundred million active users. There's nothing to be sniffed at. Just sniff out? I don't know. Yeah, so I think it'll stick around for a while. The one thing I'll say, sorry, you open your mouth there, Mike.
I was just going to say, MySpace maybe still exists, right? It's not like we think Twitter's going to put their domain up for sale or whatever, but entirely possible it's Parler, Twitter, and Truth Social just off in some corner of the web that nobody sees.
It's the Yahoo equivalent, right? Yahoo.com still gets users. There is a niche amount of boomer users who love Yahoo.
Yeah.
They use their mail and their news and all their features. But what was it? It was someone offered to buy Yahoo for $5 billion. I don't remember who. And then they said no.
Wasn't it Microsoft? I think it was Microsoft.
It might have been. And then they ended up selling for $3 million or something. Yeah. It was again, some of the worst business ever seen done live, just in real time for us to see.
Okay, but here's my question, right? You said that the use of slurs increased by a lot, but nothing's actually changed on the platform, right? So just Elon's bullshit.
People are still
about,
getting banned. There's still moderation for racism.
there's no
Um,
actual feature changes, or
but not yet, right? Like the latest
policy
thing I
changes.
saw Musk tweeting was, "Do you rather have freedom of speech?" This was his poll. "Do you rather have freedom of speech or political correctness?" He quoted,
Right.
put quotes
Yeah.
around correctness. And really the worst thing you can do is go into the comment section of anything he posts. But I saw a couple of like, why is it binary? Why are you making it binary? Why is the narrative binary? Why is it this or that? And
It's called a push poll.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
it's just a marketing technique.
I said this to you when we did the Kanye West story, or maybe even longer ago than that. Freedom of speech is to social media what slavery was to the Civil War, or what states'
Right.
rights was to the Civil War. They said it was about states' rights. We all know it was about slavery. They're saying this is about freedom of speech. We all know it's about them being free to say whatever horrible, racist, atrocious shit they want. Anywhere they want, with no accountability whatsoever. And you could say like, hey, it's not illegal, so they should be able to do it. Okay, I guess, but that doesn't mean anybody has to use your platform, and good luck finding advertisers.
Right. I think that's the biggest issue. I know, Peter, you're itching. I'm sorry. I think that's the biggest issue for the people that are pushing to pursue freedom of speech on private platforms like Twitch or Twitter. It's a privately owned company that can set their own policies at the end of the day. That's just how it is. And people who don't agree with that don't understand how capitalism works, which is a system they support, usually.
So all this stuff has been happening very quickly, and I don't think it's out of the question that Mr. Musk is going to go, you know what? We've listened to the advertisers, and we think that content moderation is where we need to spend our time. Boom, problem solved. Advertisers come back. He'll make a load of money, and it gets better. So it's not like he has never done a U-turn before. I mean,
sure. I mean, he does whatever makes him the most money.
Exactly. That was the point I was trying to make before. Is he's just going to do what's going to make him money, and if that means, I don't think he's genuinely like a free speech, social justice warrior kind of thing. So
no, people have already started getting suspended who are criticizing him with big followings. Like, you're the biggest hypocrite there is.
Yeah, one of his tweets, I can't remember which one it was, but you know how Twitter can users can add contextual information, like if there's crowdsourced stuff. And his tweet was had a whole bunch of like Wall Street Journal links added underneath it. It's like, it was funny.
The offline podcast, I really, really recommend. The episode recently that I referenced about the radicalization of Kanye West was with Andrew Marantz, who talks a lot about content moderation. In this episode in particular, content moderation and freedom of speech, and the kind of cultivation of extremism online. Definitely check it out. I very highly recommend it.